Hello and welcome to the Late Night Gaming Show, episode 45. Welcome, Jodie, to this very special episode because we will never have another episode 45 ever again.
That is true.
Did you know
very
that?
True.
Never happen again.
I never thought about it till just now.
It's just blown your mind, hasn't it?
It has.
So this is the only ever episode 45. We're excited. We're moving ever closer to episode 50.
Yeah.
Are we going to do something special? I don't know, because I only just realised it's nearly episode 50. So, with that being said, Jodie, I'm excited to get into our first section, which is what we've been playing this week.
What you been playing this week?
Welcome back. It is time for what have we been playing this week. And Jodie, you go first a lot, so I'm going to go first this week.
I was going to say, I always go
I am
first.
going to go first because I am excited to share about the not that many games I've been playing this week. But I have been playing some. I've actually played a variety, but just not for very long. So I have played Kingdom Hearts 3, fair amount. Been enjoying that. Just not had a load of time for it, but I've enjoyed what I've played so far. It took me a little bit of time to get into it, but I'm there now, enjoying it.
It's good.
I have played a lot of Child of Light on the Switch, which we will be reviewing later on. Boy, oh boy, is that a good game. You would hate it, but boy, is it good. And I also played, I think it was it last night or the night before? 2 days ago. 2 days ago for us, not 2 days ago for you, because you're watching this on Monday. This was filmed on Thursday. I played a little bit of Apex Legends, which stealth released on last Monday. It is okay, but we're not going to give too much away because we've got plenty to talk about when it comes to Apex Legends. So I've played a little bits of stuff. I've not had a time to really dig in, but the weekend is nigh, which means it's party time.
It is.
But Jodie, last week we did have a bit of a party weekend because it was Super Bowl night.
It was.
It was boring. The match was rubbish. Disappointed with the outcome.
I wasn't.
Disappointed with the outcome,
was boss.
unfortunately, but that's okay. We can't win them all. In fact, statistically, whatever team I want to win statistically loses every time. I've watched them since I was 10, every single time, and the team I've wanted to win has only won once, unfortunately. But we win some, we lose some. But that was a fun night.
Year, wasn't it?
We got. I don't know.
I'm sure
I don't even remember who played last year. But we had a lot of food. We got too much food.
We did.
Way too much food. But we celebrated with chicken wings. It was good times. So that's been my week. Interesting. But what about you, Jodie?
What
have you been up to?
me? So I played Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm. This is your first real dive into an RPG.
Yeah.
Action RPG.
I mean, I did Olympus, and I was like dead happy about it, as you can see on last week's show.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of slowly lost my attention, and I kind of gave up. But I got to Buzz and Woody, so I was happy that I got that far.
And you like them?
Yeah.
You saw them
now.
and you like them?
Yeah, but I'm happy that I talked to Buzz and Woody, and now I'm going home. So yeah, and then what else have we been playing? We played some Battlefield. No, not
Battlefield.
No, not Battlefield. PUBG. That's it. Wrong one. We did PUBG for a little bit, and I had scumbag
on the PS4.
Yeah, I had scumbag teammates that just kept shooting me because
They wanted your stuff.
yeah, on one of the games, I'm literally like, this guy just comes on and he shoots everyone in the team, and I'm hid in this house, right? So I literally just find my way out the back of the house and peg it. And I didn't realise I'm running towards the storm, and I'm just like trying to keep away from this guy. And I get to the edge. I get to the edge of like the map where the water is. I'm like, oh no, I don't know what to do. Like, and the guy just comes up behind and goes, got you now. So then I just turn around and get my gun out and just start shooting him. Killed him. I was like, so then I started running back thinking I'm going to make this, and he's going, you're not going to make out the storm. You're not going to make out the storm. I just turned my mic on and I went, watch me, and put it up again, and then I died in the storm.
I bet he was laughing.
He was.
Oh dear.
He was. We found a bit of laughter in it, even though he purposely tried to kill everyone.
Did you know if you had pre-ordered PUBG before it came out on the PS4, right? You got a Uncharted costume. I think you got to dress up as Nathan Drake. How sick is that? How does that make you feel? That actually almost got me to pre-order it, but I'm so happy I didn't because I wouldn't play it.
I mean,
I enjoyed it for a bit.
I'd rather just play on my iPad.
There you go. How are you finding it then? What's it like playing on console when you obviously started with mobile?
It is harder. I mean, like, I try to adjust because it's not like you automatically pick stuff up and doors don't open for you.
Yeah.
And it's just like that little bit harder. And then like trying to put stuff onto your guns, it's like
A pain in the butt.
Yeah.
The menus are awful, aren't they?
Yeah. And then I found this guy who literally walked me through everything. God bless that man, because he helped me so much to figure everything out. And literally, he spent about 2 hours playing with me. We never won, but he spent about 2 hours playing with me. And he was like, "Do you get it now?" And I went, "Yeah, thanks, mate. Like, I'll add you because of that, because you were friends. So we're now mates. We're now mates. Yeah."
So he's struggling.
Yeah.
Picked you up.
So he plays with me now every now and then. So it's good.
There you go. So that's what we've been playing this week. Nice varied week this week.
Yeah.
So we're going to now move into everybody's favourite section, which is, of course...
No, don't tell me Fallout, sir.
The news?
Please don't tell me Fallout,
I'll have to wait and see. The news.
I know what you are.
Oh, excellent. Can I come into the out now?
No, you cannot come into the out now.
It's time for some news, yeah. It's time for some news.
Welcome back. It is time for the news, and I have got 7 items on the list. Could this be the first week in I don't know how long that Fallout 76 is in there? I really want there to be, but I don't think there is anything.
Please.
I'm trying to think of you must have forgotten something. What are we forgetting?
No, we're not forgetting anything.
So number 1, I mentioned Apex Legends. So Apex Legends, right? On paper, I should be quite excited about this game. It's made by Respawn, who make Titanfall. It's based in the Titanfall universe, but all the fun parts of Titanfall is not there. So they took out the wall running, which, like, people who haven't played Titanfall but play Call of Duty would be like, I don't want no wall running, I don't want no boosting. No, like, they robbed that off Titanfall, and Titanfall just did it so well. I love that game so much. But basically, it's a new battle royale game. I'm sick of battle royale games. I'm just done with them now. I just don't care. But I was excited to try it because I love Titanfall so much. So downloaded it, played 2 games, and then never went on it again. Now, I've got to say, out of all the Battle Royale games I've played, it's one of the best, though.
Okay.
So it's not like it's rubbish. I think menus and stuff are just a bit complicated. It's not very good at telling you that you've picked up something good. You know what I mean? It's just
like PUBG, though.
Yeah. So, but it feels so good. I think it's way better than Blackout in Black Ops 3.
Oh, okay.
I think it's way better than that. So I think it's definitely worth a shot. But the rumours are going round, Jodie, and this is what gets me excited, that they're going to try and do what Fortnite have done and just try and get it on everything. So they're going to put it on mobile and everything. I don't know how they'd actually manage that, but that means, Jodie, it could come to Switch. And if it comes to Switch, I will play it significantly more, but if it doesn't, I'm not playing it again.
You and your Switch.
It would be so good. But what I love about it, though, I'd love it if that happened, because I remember when the Switch first launched, it was at the time when everyone was like asking every developer, can you get your game on the Switch? And they asked Respawn, could you get Titanfall 2 on the Switch? And they laughed and said, they couldn't handle it. The Switch couldn't handle Titanfall 2. And there's been games that have come out that look way better than Titanfall 2 that have managed to be on the Switch. So they're kind of like, come on, guys. You clearly can. So if they get this game on there, it's kind of like the ultimate, like, bunch of muppets.
I think I'd probably play it,
But it'd be so good if that gets on there. I think the Switch doesn't have loads of first-person shooters, so that'd be nice to have it on there. But like I said, it's worth a download, worth a shot. It's free, so may as well give it a go. But it's just like, in terms of like just pure gameplay and how it feels like so good. And I like as well, Radical Heights did this, where you know when you jump out the plane and you go land somewhere, there's no like parachute or anything. You just go all the way down, like full speed, and you just land at full speed. It's just boss.
Why are you not dead?
So it's not any of it, because they've got like jetpack. Well, they've got jetpacks that you can't use, but like it's just that's what in Titanfall, that's what you do. You jump out of a plane, you just land. So it's way faster. You know what I mean? You're not having to wait for your parachute thing and you come down really slow. It's just like, whoo! It's boss. So I definitely recommend it. Boy, oh boy, if they monetize that bad boy. They've got loot boxes in there. They've got you can buy skins. They've literally any version of microtransactions you can think of is in this game because it's EA at the end of the day. EA scumbags.
EA.
But yeah, so boy is some of that stuff expensive, but it looks like you can actually earn most of it just through regular play, which, like, you know, on Fortnite, for example, you can't really do that.
Yeah.
So definitely give it a shot and let us know what you think. I probably won't join you on there, but if it comes on the Switch, I will. And that's all I have to say on the matter. Moving on, there was, as a result of this, people were a little bit concerned, thinking, what does this mean for Titanfall 3? Because people like me, give me Titanfall 3. That's what I
They
want.
do some boss, like, collector's editions.
Oh, but
Nice.
I'm so sad that I don't have the helmet from Titanfall 2. I had it pre-ordered and I cancelled it because I didn't think, I was like, oh, I can get it after. Sold out. Bad times. But so the developer basically said, and everyone went sick. But they basically said, we're not working on Titanfall 3, and this is what we've been working on, and this is it. So essentially, they've just gone, we're not, basically Titanfall 3 is not happening. This is our next Titanfall game, essentially. And people were not happy about that at all. So, because the thing is, it's like, it's not Titanfall, but it's like got the feel of it and stuff, but it doesn't have Titans in it or anything, which makes me sad because that's like. So basically, I played 2 games of Apex Legends and then went on Titanfall and played Titanfall 2 instead. But there's like nobody playing it, so you can barely get a game. So anyway, yeah. So I think after this, they've insinuated that they might start making Titanfall 3, but I think people were under the impression that they were already making Titanfall 3 and it was going to come out in a year or 2. Nope. That makes me sad.
Very sad.
So sticking with the theme of EA, our third story is that EA did their financial report, and boy, did their stocks drop. I think it dropped the most that it has in something like 20 years. And the main culprit, which moves us on to number 4, is that Battlefield 5, right? I can't actually believe this. So they were like, Battlefield 5 sold less than what was expected. We were expecting that because of the whole controversy around it. But it sold 7.3 million copies. And I'm like, how? How? Who bought that game? I don't know anybody who bought that game. How did they sell 7.3 million copies? I have no intention of buying it soon either. What happened, Jodie? Did you buy it? Did you buy 1 million copies and you didn't tell me?
I did. Sorry, guys. Someone had to help him out a little bit.
But I don't know what happened. I was expecting it like to be an absolute just falling apart, like nobody bought it. Like I was expecting like maybe a couple of million.
Yeah.
That's 7.3 million. How?
I bought the
crazy.
0.3.
So apparently their estimates were that they were going to sell 8 million or something. So it came in just under, which made the stocks just like drop off a cliff.
Good.
But yeah, they need to lose big time, don't they?
Yeah.
Scumbag EA. But I just can't believe they sold that many. But there you go.
EA's never going to work with us. How much we call
Definitely not. Well, everybody does, don't they? At the end of the day, they've been voted worst company in America, like for like the last 6 or 7 years.
And they deserve that. It's the only one they deserve.
But it's funny because some people would be like, it's so ridiculous because there's companies that literally like exploit like Chinese cheap labour and everything, but we're like, no, EA with their scumbag loot boxes. Moving on, we still are going to be on the topic of EA because Disney have spoken out about their feelings on an EA. So we all thought they wouldn't be very happy after the way they handled Battlefront 2, and the whole thing with the loot boxes. There, we've talked about that extensively, haven't we? You love loot boxes, don't you? That's my understanding. Aren't you a big fan of loot boxes?
No. We don't want to talk about loot boxes.
So apparently they've basically come out and said, right, we're rubbish at making games, so we're quite happy to license it out to people, and EA's making us some money, so we're fine with it. So the worry now, I think a lot of people were thinking, because I think they've got a 10-year contract with EA, Disney for Star Wars. I can get Star Fox out of my head. I was like, Star Fox? They don't make Star. They've got like a 10-year contract for Star Wars games, and they've literally brought out 2 that were like fairly average. So people are thinking after the 10 years, probably can go to like another company that can actually make some decent stuff. But it sounds like they're happy with EA. So I'm a bit concerned.
Disney?
I'm concerned at the end of this 10 years they're gonna renew the contract, and we're gonna be
Please
stuck with
don't, Disney. Please
We're gonna be stuck with EA making our Star Wars.
You're a
games.
very clever company, and by going with them, It's just going to make you look stupid. So please don't.
But Respawn's Star Wars game comes out this year, so I have hope. I love Respawn. It's just like good times. Good times. Next, Xbox Live is on Switch. This is fake news in my opinion.
Yeah.
So they're going on about, like, you've probably seen it all over YouTube and everything, that they've said that Xbox Live is coming to Switch. So basically, just to explain what's going on here. So basically, Microsoft has made it available to developers to, when you go on a game, you can sign into Xbox Live and like still earn achievements and stuff. It seems like at the moment Nintendo haven't stopped them doing that. They potentially could. I think they should really. I mean, obviously we would, for consumers would, why we wouldn't want it to not be the case, but it makes sense for them to not allow it, because why would they let a competitor on the system? But this has actually already been going on for quite a while, because if you played Minecraft on the Switch, you can already sign into Xbox Live, I believe.
Yes.
Because of the Play Anywhere, Play Together, whatever it's called, update where you can play with anybody. But it's just that more games will be able to use it. So it's not really Xbox Live anybody kind of is. So just to explain that, Jodie, you excited?
No. I mean, I love Minecraft, and I think it's genius what they did, but I'm not excited to play with someone. I'm happy in my own little world. I don't want to play with people.
But it just seems like the gist of it is just mainly that you'll be able to earn achievements, like and that's the only thing with me. I'm like, please, Nintendo, just put an achievement system in. I don't know why they refuse to do it.
I don't know.
I want to earn my Mario hats. That's what I want. You know what I mean?
A gold Mario hat.
Like, you earn trophies in PlayStation. Instead of trophies, it's a Mario hat or stars.
So you get
coins.
a red one for like the lowest one, and you get a silver one for the next one, then you get your gold
It's
one,
like Amiibo, Jodie.
and then you get this random platinum one that no one's ever seen before, and then they've got to make a flipping Amiibo about it.
Absolutely. I think that'd be amazing. And then our final story is following on from last week with the whole thing with Metro Exodus, where it got pulled off Steam and all that whole thing. I actually asked Mike about his opinion on what he thought about it being, because I was interested from a PC player's perspective, because obviously we don't care about PC gaming.
No.
And he said it was
did he say?
He said it was a scumbag move, mainly because it was so close to when it was being released, which is what we said.
Yeah.
But I think he said he wasn't really bothered. It was just more that he likes having all of his games in one place, so it's like convenient. And this is the sort of argument that I'm like, to me, it's just PC laziness. That's what it is. I'm not saying that against Mike, because I'm like, I get it. It's like if I had to Switch for 20 years and every game comes out of it, I just want them all in one place.
No, definitely.
But I'm like, you have a PC, you download the game client, which is Steam. All you have to do is just download a different game client and buy it there. I don't get you're not having to buy a whole new system. Why is it so difficult to move your mouse over to another icon and double click on it? That's it. There's no problems, but I guess it's just like, I think, Steam has achievements and stuff like that, so people they're just invested in that. But I'm just like, because you don't want to come off Steam, this is the whole thing, you've got no competition, so you don't have companies fighting for your money, which is not good. That's my problem. But anyway, Metro Exodus, it got a little bit worse, because basically what happened was an employee from I think it was the developer, so they said, it was bad. So they basically said, look, if you don't buy the game on PC on this other platform, the next Metro game probably won't be on PC. I was like, oh, that was a whoopsie. That was a whoopsie, because you're basically threatening all these angry people with, if you don't buy our game, we're just not going to bring it to PC anymore. And this is a game that historically is a PC. It started off as a PC game. So people weren't very happy about that. I thought it was funny.
Getting too big for the boots.
But basically the company stepped in and said, look, this employee does not represent what we think. So they probably got in a little bit of trouble. But there you go. But I don't really care.
Nope.
There you go.
We don't care.
So that has been the news. Exciting times, I guess. What an exciting time to be a gamer. EA are finally paying for the scumbag moves they've been doing. PC's got a little bit of competition now. Xbox Live, you can earn achievements on Switch, which nobody cares about. And that's all I've got to say. What an exciting week. We're going to move on to Jodie's favourite section, which is what is out this week.
Can someone tell me what's out this week? Hey-oh.
Welcome back. It is time for What Is Out This Week, and as always, I'm going to tell you the most significant games coming out this week, and then Jodie will pick out one of those games for Pick of the Week, and that is the game that we think that you should put your hard-earned cash into. So, Jodie, I have got 3 games for you today to choose between, and these 3 games are relatively big games.
Oh.
So it's exciting times, exciting times. So, number 1, we have got Far Cry New Dawn. Far Cry New Dawn. So, I haven't played Far Cry 5.
No, I didn't either.
I was undecided whether I could be bothered with it, but I think one of those games, it's gonna go dead cheap, so I'll probably pick it up at some point. So this game, basically, I don't know why they just spoiled everything when they announced this at E3. They just spoiled the whole game by saying basically the whole town gets nuked at the end, and this is basically the game.
Oh, no. There's no way I'm playing that then.
So basically, this game is kind of like a post-apocalyptic game, but not at the same time.
I'm still scarred from that time I played Call of Duty and I died at the end.
So it seems interesting, but I think I would probably want to play Far Cry 5 before I played this one. But there you go. It looks interesting anyway. Number 2, we got Jump Force. Jump Force is it's basically a fighting game with it's a lot of big anime characters put together. Somebody from Dragon Ball Z in it. I think they are. I think Dragon Ball Z characters are in it as well.
That's clearly the one.
But you've got loads of the big ones that people are really into. So this is a big game for people who are really into anime.
I love a bit of Dragon Ball.
Yeah. And then number 3, we've got the long anticipated, but everybody seems to think it looks rubbish now, Crackdown 3! So Crackdown 3, oh boy. So what everyone's talking about at the moment is that IGN did a gameplay, I think it was 20-minute gameplay thing, and boy, did this game look bad. This game has apparently been in development since the Xbox One was released, which is, how many years ago? It was 2013. So 6 years.
How long it's been out?
And it looks bad. I said this, when it first, every time they've shown it, it looked bad. The graphics look it's almost like PS2 era. It's bad. It's bad times, and the gameplay did not look any better. So this is this is really the Xbox big exclusive this year. Yikes. So little pro tip though. Mm-hmm. If you want to play it but you don't want to pay the big bucks, you can just get Xbox Game Pass for $10 that month and download it for free. And then just cancel your membership, and then you don't have to pay full price again. And you can play Forza Horizon and all those other games. So that's my recommendation.
Why do Xbox do that? They just shoot themselves.
I don't know. I guess I mean it's difficult because you just think how can they possibly be making money off that? But I guess if they can get 10 million people to have Game Pass, they're earning a tenner for £10 for us in the UK. They're earning a tenner off all them, so they're guaranteed 100 million every month, I guess. So I guess that's what they're going for, and it must work because they're getting more in it. But I think they actually announced recently what the next upcoming games were, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider is on there, and that only came out September or something. Yeah. So they're getting and so it's an amazing deal. You get every Microsoft made game, you get that day it comes out, and then they're putting big games like Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
What am I doing with PlayStation? You've got a Microsoft. No, I'm joking.
We all know that's they haven't got Uncharted. They haven't got.
You don't.
We go through the whole lot, can't we?
Yeah, let's not go there.
It gets embarrassing for Xbox when you do that, and then they go, "What have you got?" Go Crackdown 3. So you can tell what's not going to be pick of the week this week. So Jodie, out of those 3 games, Far Cry New Dawn, Jump Force, and Crackdown 3, what should people spend their hard-earned cash on this week?
Only if you played it Far Cry 5. Go for the new Far Cry.
Go for the new Far Cry. I think that's probably a good shout.
But make sure you play number 5 first, so you know where you're going.
You don't need to. I already told you. It just gets nuked to the end. I couldn't believe it when they stood on stage at E3 and just went, so at the end of Far Cry 5, the town got nuked. I was like, what? Whoa. How can you just say that?
Do I survive?
In front of everybody?
Did I play that?
I don't know.
Survive?
Because then I was just thinking, is there any point in playing Far Cry 5? Because you're going to go through the whole thing and it's just going to get nuked anyway. What's the point? I don't know, Jodie. It's crazy. But that being said, we're going to now move on to our next section, which is Reviews of the Week.
Oh, it's time to get funky. Reviews of the week.
Welcome back. It's time for reviews of the week, and we've got 2 reviews. We're gonna speed through these. Jodie,
Speed. Speed.
We're at an advantage this week because you've played Kingdom Hearts 3, so we can talk about that more. And then I'm going to talk about Child of Light very quickly. So, Jodie, kick us off with Kingdom Hearts 3. What did you like? What didn't you like?
Graphics are boss. The story's boss. Mm-hmm. The cutscenes are rubbish. It's very well laid out. They thought through it a lot. Mm-hmm. Well done.
So what about the gameplay? How was the battle system like actually just when you're not watching a cutscene, which happens a lot.
It does. It happens a lot.
A lot of cutscenes. What was it like when you were actually playing?
I mean, it's good, but it's a bit repetitive for me.
Okay.
I mean, Hercules was alright, like Olympus was okay because it was repetitive at the beginning because you're going around, someone pops up, you gotta kill them, going around again, someone pops up, you gotta kill them. And then it was interesting because when you got to the Titans and stuff and you had all that. So that was quite cool. And I like the boss battle at the end, that was boss as well.
So the boss battle was boss, just to confirm. Yeah,
it was boss. So that's okay, but when you played like 3 areas, like I got up to Toy Story. And when I got up to Toy Story, I kind of knew what was coming before it even came. I was like, oh, I'm just going to walk into this area and someone's going to turn up. Oh, look, there's the Nobodies and the Heartless. There you go. Oh, and look, there's a big robot ready to kill me. Oh, I've not got my own, so I can't do anything. So, yeah, but it was a bit repetitive, but it was okay. It was alright. I'm not going to...
And what was it like for you? So obviously there's been like a lot of games before this. What was it like for you with the storyline? Obviously you come in cold, you don't know anything about it. What was it like? Did you have a clue what was going on?
I got a little bit like something happened with someone, like getting split, and something with the hearts going on. So that's all I really knew, that someone was inside someone, they had like half of their heart and they had half of theirs. So I don't know.
Kind of not have a clue what's going on.
No, not really.
So for me, I've played some Kingdom Hearts. I know I have the limited edition PS4 Pro that you can see an unboxing of on the channel.
You can.
We promoted that 5 times last time. No, it's downstairs at the moment.
Oh, right. Okay.
Playing it on a beautiful Sony 4K Bravia TV. Quite special. I've always wanted a Sony Bravia TV, but I've never been good enough to have one.
And now
I felt I was worth it now. So I knew a little bit. But boy, oh boy. So I thought what I'll do is I'm going to watch some videos on like just recapping the story before I get to it. Didn't help too much. I got a little bit of it, but it's so complicated and a lot of it doesn't make any sense. So even I was playing it and I was like, got the gist. But boy, like what the flip's going on, you know what I mean? And I remember there's a part where, you'll remember this probably, when you got to Twilight Town, you went inside this little mansion. You remember? And it's like going on the computer and everything. It was really weird. You didn't even see inside the building, just randomly on this massive...
How did you get to that computer?
So there's a whole thing where they're just explaining about this second Twilight Town. You will have... If you didn't watch something about it beforehand, you would have no idea that second Twilight Town isn't actually real. It's a digital version of the... It's a second Twilight Town that's in a computer.
I'm sure they said that, though.
Well, they just kept going like, it's an information. It's information.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, it's a digital version.
And one of the characters basically got put there, and they thought it was real. But this is just...
That's the guy that's got the same part.
But this is one part. It's not even that significant of a thing, but somehow it's just like, you should just know. You know what I mean? But I thought, right, they solved the problem of not understanding the story because they have a whole section in the options before you start the game, and it's like recaps the story. Bear in mind, I've watched a recap of this already. So I was watching the videos that they have. They have about 6. It's the most vague thing in the world. It's literally going through, like, trying to explain part of the story. I'm telling you now, if you didn't know anything about Kingdom Hearts, watch those videos. You'll come out more confused than when you started. I was like, what on earth were they thinking? How hard is it just to give you the key parts? Oh my gosh. So that's my major complaint, is that I think this game sold like really well. I think they've sold something like 5 million copies in a week. which is really good for especially like a Japanese RPG game, really. But I think they should have foreseen that it was going to sell better and people were going to play this game who've never played one before, and they should have done a much better job of recapping what's happened. Even if it was like an hour-long video that just explained it all, it just needed to happen because there's so much that it just expects you to know, and I have no idea how you would know it unless you bought every single game. And it like spreads across loads of different systems. It's on PS2, Game Boy Advance, DS, 3DS. It's
Just go
insane.
pick one.
So that was my main complaint.
Did you watch? Where are you up to?
Where am I up to?
Yeah.
I think I just came out of Twilight Town.
Oh, I won't
So I'm
spoil it.
not that far into it really, but I've enjoyed what I've played. Anyway,
I just feel that because I got to Toy Story World, I just feel that that's going to explain a little bit more about Twilight Town and like the split because something happens there. So I won't spoil it for you.
it probably doesn't though.
I know, but they talk about alternate realities in that bit. So just.
But you remember, I was explaining to you. The
was.
other day I was explaining to you about how like what the nobodies are and all this.
And my face was like, what?
So it's just one of them where I'm just like, I mean, it's a series that's known for being complicated, but it's just one of them where I'm just like, I'm fine with that, and people like. I think that's why some people really like it because it is so complicated, the story. But I just think they need to do a better job of explaining it. But I'm still enjoying it anyway. I think at least the main theme of, well, at least for the start of the game, is really he's trying to get his powers back, and you can understand that. Somehow he's lost his powers. You don't need to know how that's happened, but at least you're just trying to do that, aren't you? So at least you know something, but it's just there's so much. So I guess if you've played like every Kingdom Hearts game, this is a very rewarding game for you because you get to see all little bits that you've experienced. But in terms of the gameplay, I thought at the start I thought gameplay's all right, but it just got better and better as it explained more and added more into the battle system. And my favourite thing by a mile is the amusement ride attacks.
Oh yeah,
they're just so
they
cool.
are,
So there's
of
like the pirate ship, there's the like River Rapids one, which is my favourite. What other ones? Oh, I really like the shooting one as well because you sort of go into
yeah.
and that's from the Buzz Lightyear ride at Disneyland. Oh, it's just so cool, and I just want to see more.
Have you
of
done
them.
the horse one?
No.
Oh no, you get a horse one as well.
That is it. Like there's the carousel one. Is that what you're talking about now?
You're actually on a horse.
Oh, okay. So the
Well,
carousel
you're not
one
on a horse. You're in the thing at the back.
the carousel one was pretty cool as well. I'm trying to think, and then the roller coaster one was awesome as well.
Yeah,
so
that
they are just so cool. It's just like spectacles, and it gives you it fairly regularly as well. So it's not like you're having to wait ages, and it's only like for boss fights. It's like you use them all the time. But it's just they're just so good, and it really varies the combat. But I really like that about the game. I like that it's quite fast as well. You can run pretty quick. It's not walking slow. My second complaint is that there's just way too many cutscenes. I feel like you were doing like one fight and then there's a long cutscene, maybe one or two little fights, cutscene, and it's just like cutscene every 2 seconds. It's like you just
Very predictable,
you
isn't it?
just get back into it and then it's like cutscene. I'm like, oh, stop. So I mean, I don't think I can give it a proper score just yet because I've not seen it. In terms of morality score, it's fine in it. I mean, it might get bad later on. They're all ripping each other's hearts out, but it's not that kind of heart, so we're not talking physical hearts. But I don't know, maybe we are. Who the heck knows? No
one knows where it's going to go.
But I'm enjoying what I played. But if this is like your first shot at an RPG like you have, you might struggle.
Yeah.
But I actually just love how varied it is. Like even you get in the little gummy ship and travel around space and everything. It's just like something you do in a shooter. Like a.
Yeah, I had to text you the other day because I didn't know where to go. And then he just went, Joe, there's a marker where you need to go.
She was just like, I just got a message, why am I just randomly travelling through space? What's happening? I was like, I don't know, but it's cool. So
I think that's what put me off, and it just went downhill after that.
So yeah, I'm hoping to play a bit more this weekend, so hopefully next week I can have a definitive score for you, but I'm enjoying it. I didn't think I was going to get into it after the start, but the first game that it's just notorious. That first section just goes on forever, so I'm not. Really
I just love how Disney's in it. That's the only reason I got it, really, is because Disney was in it. If they weren't
It's
in
got
it,
a
I'd be
little
like,
mashup
nope.
in it.
Yeah,
They do well.
they did well.
Oh, I loved. Don't care if it's a spoiler. I love that the Ratatouille rat was in it.
Oh, I know,
that was
it's
so
so
cool. And I
sad.
thought he was just going to be in it for a little section, but then it's got a whole like cooking mini game thing, which So cool.
And it's boss because you can keep going back, so you go to different worlds and you keep coming back.
I could literally talk about this game for ages because even like
Yeah,
I don't
we
know
need
if
to go on to the next one.
I don't know if you managed to see as well. Like you get the gummy phone and you can play little extra games on that.
Oh, I didn't go
and
on that.
it was so cool. Oh, we'll talk about it next week, but it's cool. And next, I just want to talk about Child of Light very quickly. So I talked about, I think it was last week or the week before, Child of Light and Valiant Hearts. It was like a double pack that came out physically. You could already download it on the Switch, but there was a physical version of it. And I've got to say, like, I've wanted to play this game again for a while, and I've really wanted it on the Switch, and I never thought it was going to happen. And then it happened. There's never been a physical version of that game either, so to have a physical version of it is awesome. You could actually buy a limited edition version of it on PS4, but it came with a download code instead. I do have that, but there you go. But Child of Light is literally one of my favourite games of all time. Always has been. It's just so good. It doesn't go on forever. It's a shorter game because it was quite cheap anyway. Ubisoft made it. Comes across as like an indie game, but it's not. But it's just everything. The art style is just impeccable. It's all done like it's like a watercolour painting. Everything. You could literally stop at any point in the game, take a screenshot and photo frame it and put it on your wall. That's just, every little section is amazing. Battle system's incredible. Music is just like second to none. I definitely just gotta say, if you've never played that game before, buy it on Switch and play it. You might not enjoy it as much because it is an RPG, but it's more of a Western RPG, so it's not complicated like some of the other ones are. But it's just so good, and I've just been playing that here and there and loving it. So to me, it's a straight up 10 out of 10 without a doubt. It's just so good. I've heard that some people have been like, because it got really high scores when it came out quite a few years ago, but people have been like, I don't know why we gave it that high of a score. I'm like, because it's flipping awesome. What are you talking about? So I definitely recommend that. In terms of morality score, it probably sits around an 8 or a 9. There's a lot of there's some magic stuff in there. It's not pushed heavily, but there's a lot of it. But yeah, play it if you never played it before, without a doubt. And then in the package as well, you get Valiant Hearts, which is a really good. I'm going to play that hopefully next week as well, which is like a World War One cartoony sort of story-driven game, which is really good as well. So 2 awesome games for the price of less than a normal game. So there you go. Definitely recommended. So there you go. That has been our reviews of the week, and we're now going to move on to our final section, which is Topic of the Week.
Topic of the week.
Welcome back. We are going to now do our Topic of the Week, which I'm not going to lie, I didn't have a Topic of the Week at all, but I just came up with it then and I thought, what a fantastic thing to talk about. So I'm excited to talk about this. So we're going to talk about, when is it time to stop playing a game? I'm somebody, right, who feels guilty about not finishing a game.
Oh, I'm not.
So, I feel guilty about it for ages, and for the whole year I'll be thinking, I need to finish this game, and I'll eventually go back to it and finish it. So many times I've realised I've stopped playing the game 20 minutes before it ended, and I hate myself for it when I go back and do it. But it's an interesting, because with Kingdom Hearts 3 you've stopped, so you could talk through what was your, because you obviously paid money for the game. What was it that you just went, I'm done now, and then I'll talk about why I don't do that a lot.
So I bought the game because I was like, oh, Disney's involved and I love a bit of Disney. So I was like, this is sick. Saw Hercules on the trailer, I can deal with that. And I was like, if Hercules is right at the end, I'm going to go sick because I probably won't like the game. But we played and Hercules was first, thank God. And I thought, it's boss. I really enjoyed it. And we went to the weird Twilight Town. I was like, I don't have a clue what's going on. I don't know what this place is. And then Ratatouille just pops up in the middle of nowhere. And made everything better. That's the only reason I carried on playing. But it just got to a point, I think it was when we got into Toy Story. And we did the first bit where stuff happened. I'm not going to spoil for people. But stuff happened and then it was like, let's go to the store. So we go to the store and there's no one. I'm thinking, oh no. So I'm running around trying to sort stuff out. And then people just kept popping up, trying to kill people. And I just went, mate, this is too much. I can't deal with this anymore. And it just stopped there. So I was just like, I'm not enjoying it anymore.
So is that what is it like for you then? If you just not enjoying it at any point, you just stop and you're like, I'm not playing this game again?
Yeah, in some cases I might come back to it later.
So I'm interested. So I remember with God of War, you got to a section that you couldn't get past, and you were just like, I remember you were raging so much, but you kept just carried on going. This is my last try. This is my last try. So why didn't you stop on that?
Because I think I was invested in the storyline, and I wanted to see where the storyline was going. But with this one, I think it's because I didn't know the storyline to begin with. That didn't help, because I'm a very story-driven person when it comes to stuff, and I was just like, no.
So do you think if you had played more of Kingdom Hearts 3, like let's say you played it and you were like maybe 3/4 of the way through the game, would you be like, even if you stopped enjoying it, then would you carry on playing to finish it off?
Just for the sake to finish it, yeah.
So it was more like quite an early on. You're like, I'm not going to enjoy the rest of this.
Yeah. So I mean, the other reason that I'd probably stop playing a game is if it was like past morals. I was like, no.
Oh, okay.
Moral, like just gone over the moral barrier. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I'll just stop.
So
I've done that a few times.
So for me, I'm a little bit of the opposite of that in terms of like the best example I can give is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which we talked quite a bit about. But so I really wanted to like the game. Every part of me just wanted to like the game. I think it's because it was because it's Switch exclusive and it was pushed quite a lot. I just wanted to like it. And I just wasn't getting into it. And it's because it's mainly because the battle system. So like Kingdom Hearts 3, it's almost like if you imagine with Kingdom Hearts 3, it's like it took out like the big crazy like amusement ride attacks and all the big flashy stuff, and you were just left with literally pressing X. That's what it was like. It just stripped away a lot of the big stuff, but it introduces it slowly over the course of the whole game. So I just couldn't get into it. And I played it once when it came, a couple of times when it came out, and I just stopped. And then I think the expansion came out and I was like, I'm going to give it another shot. And it took me 15 hours to actually get into the game because it opened up enough the battle system that got interesting. And it was, then I just realised it was just so good, and I was like way more invested in it. So I just have to, a lot of the time, if I buy a game, I want to finish it, even if I hate it. And that's a bad thing, I think, because I think
wasting time.
I really wish I was somebody who, like, if I don't enjoy a game, I just stop. And I think that's the way to go. There's no point in forcing yourself to. But at the same time, I think there's some games where you should give it more of a chance than just like because a lot of the time people stop. You see it if you go on PlayStation trophies. You can actually see the percentage of people who get them, and like you'll see like the drop off of people earning trophies as the game gets further on. So they might finish chapter 1 and chapter 2, but then they just don't bother with the rest of it. I think a lot of people play like the first hour of the game, I can't be bothered, and then they just stop. And I'm like, you just wasted money and time and everything. But so it's a fine line. I think it's like finding, if there's that moment where you've been playing it for ages and you're really just not enjoying it, just stop. There's no point in forcing yourself. Games are to be enjoyed. That's literally the point of it. But I just think some games you just need to give it more of a chance. Like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I'm so happy that I pushed through that first bit. If you think 15 hours, that's the length. That's more than Uncharted 4. The entirety of the game. But I'm so happy I do, because I absolutely love that game now. It's one of my favourite Switch games. So I'm definitely happy to do it. But I think a lot of people, you'll see a lot of people on YouTube as well who like were covering the game at the start, just stop playing it after the first couple of hours because they're just like, it's boring. The battle system's rubbish. And I'm like, oh boy, you've missed out. So it's a tricky one. But I think, especially if you buy a brand new game, though, a game that's just come out, if you can work out if you're going to enjoy it as fast as possible, if you're not going to enjoy it, you can just sell it straight away.
That's what I did.
That is the way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, I went into games today and dropped off Kingdom Hearts 3. And I got like the majority of my money back. It was boss.
It's crazy, isn't it? So, yeah, it's one of that. You should just, I don't think you should ever feel guilty, though, about not playing more of the game.
It's okay not to feel guilty.
I know. But the thing is, I don't really buy to sell anymore. So I've got like, gonna have to do a room tour, but I've got a whole little Switch collection thing going on here. So I feel like I need to play every single one of them.
It's like that long, guys. So, like people thinking, but Jodie.
Oh, we lost the light.
Oh, but Jodie, there's not that many Switch games. There clearly is, because they're all on this show.
I don't get people who say that, because like, exactly what are you talking about? There's tons. But the lights have gone down, which means that's them telling us, Tim, stop talking. It's time to move on. As
I've been saying.
We hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you absolutely hated it, please give it a thumbs down. What else am I supposed to say?
Comment.
Write some comments if you want. I'm trying to like, what else am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to do
That's
all
supposed to be a type.
the scumbag promotion. Of course, we've got videos up there. We've got unboxings up there. We've got gameplay of stuff. There is going to be more coming out next week because I've got more time next week, so we're going to have a bit more pepper in there. Videos that I've been saying are going to come for like 2 weeks, and I've not managed to do them. But they will come. They will come.
There is a few.
This week, I am excited for you to see some funny stuff. That's everything I can think of. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't care. So thanks for... Did I not say that already? No. Oh, if you enjoy this video, you can also subscribe and hit the bell button. You'll be notified of every new video coming out soon. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you very soon. Bye.